ask a few questions about your creative output because that is one of the reasons why I have you here. I'm so blown away by that, which I think is so inspiring. So this is like a three-part question. It's like, how many songs do you think you've written?
Okay, well, I tallied up the other day the ones that I was actively working on right now, and it was a
Yeah.
hundred. So I know that most of those aren't out. So I probably put another, you know, probably another 150 to 100 original ones out. So plus there's a whole catalog of instrumental jazz tunes that I wasn't necessarily including. Um, that haven't really been properly recorded or cataloged yet. So I would say in terms of writing music, I'm probably pushing, I don't know, somewhere around 500, somewhere between 500 and 1,000, but probably, between 5 and 600
That's
songs I've
amazing.
written.
That's amazing. How often do you,
Sometimes, it's like, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how often do you think you write? Like, because you're writing a lot lately. How do you think you get a song out a
Every day.
week or more? Or
I write every single day.
you write every day?
Well, I consider myself Yeah, I consider myself like a batch producer. So I go through these intense phases where I just like can push things out in large quantities, and then maybe I'll take like a day off. But even on my day off, I'm still creating something. That just means that I'm only working on like maybe one song or two songs. But like on a day when I'm on, I'm probably touching like 4 to 6 songs a day. You know what I mean? Pushing the ball
You're
forward on them.
writing four to
Like,
six a day.
well, I was
Oh
during
yeah, I
the
understand. I
pandemic.
understand.
But it was like now I say as a producer I'm touching 4 to 6 songs a day, or I'm like working on 4 to 6 projects a day. Like maybe one project is in the listening editing phase and I do that while I paint, and another project I'm in the editing phase, so I'm doing that at home real quick before I got to go to the studio and then do a session with somebody where I'm actually playing or I'm working with another producer. And then I come home and maybe I'm working on a chart that is going to be for a recording session next week. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe in a break or at the end of the day when I'm just like want to decompress, then I got my little like I call it like the candy store. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like I got stuff in there that's like to chew on, or I got toys to play with. It's like, okay, hey, it's the end of the night and I'm not like super tired yet. I'm kind of like feeling like maybe I could push some ideas out. So I'll just turn the gear on, fire the machine up, or put a click track on and just make stuff. Like, just make silly little ideas. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that I don't think too much about it. I just follow the intuition of it and just make it. And I trust that the first thing that I create is good. You know what I'm saying? And then I put that down. You know what I'm saying? And I've created this process where I've separated the creation process from the editing process, because when you're in creation process, you don't want to edit or you'll kill the creative vibe. So you want to just push it all out. Get it all out. Get out all your ideas. You know what I'm saying? Get them all out, because once they're out, then you can mess with them. But if you don't get them out, you can't mess with them. And so then once you get them out, then you go back with your edit brain and you say, let me see what's here. Let me pull this over here and with this over here. That makes a song. Ooh, that's a cool idea, but I don't like that hook that I came up with off the first bat. Let me try to write another one. You know what I'm saying? Or, ooh, I could hear how Bianca Fitzpatrick from We Are Root Mob would sound great on this. Let me send this to her. You know what I'm saying? Or like, so I just try to, like, honestly, dude, I just try to, okay, so if creativity was a muscle, then I exercise that muscle like I'm an Olympic athlete every single day. You know what I'm saying? And it's so ingrained in my being that I don't even think about it. Just like a marathon runner would get up and run 5 miles on their off day just because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Or like, even if they're not running, they maybe they didn't run, but they walked 10 miles. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you're in that like that training mode or that creative flow, then I'm like addicted to that. And you know, it is like a part of my culturing coming from Kansas City is very much a sports mentality. It's very much like competitive, which now is more pointed at self than it is at others. But it's just really this internal drive. I try not to compare stats or talk too much about what I actually am doing because I think sometimes people are like, dude, you're making that shit up. But it's like, dude, no. I could show you all and bore you. I could bore you for decades on the stuff I'm working on.
Wait, sorry, say that last sentence again.
I said I could bore you for decades on the stuff that I'm working on.
That's perfect. Well, okay. The second part of that question was how many albums have you released? Like, let's just say just you, including instrumental or whatever.
Just me under the name Ryan Marquez. So
Yeah,
no like projects where my name's not on it.
first, yeah.
Okay. I got, let's see, I Am Ram, Saint Unity, Moving Forward in Time, Cosmic Perspective, Moment of Truth, Celebrate. I think those might be the 6 albums that you could go out and get right now with my name on them.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then included in that the other projects you've been in, like there's of course Fresh Air albums and things like this. What about the rest of the artists you've been mostly playing with as well? How many more albums have you
Oh yeah.
recorded?
So if I included projects like Fresh Air, The Belief Cycle, stuff like that. Yeah. So Fresh Air, let's see. So I said 6. Fresh Air's got 5. It's 11. Belief Cycle. Oh, Belief Cycle. Oh, so I actually have 7 because I forgot about Grateful. So Grateful. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. People's Key has 5. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so that's like 17, I think, between those groups. I also made meditation music under the name The Lotus Journey and put 7 albums out under that. I'm not exactly sure what was that? Where we were at? 17 plus 7, 24. Then if I counted records, okay, so if I counted the records, say like if I played on Matt Rowland stuff or Page Alyssa's stuff or, you know what I'm saying, or like bands that most people don't even know I was in, like this band called Toy Maker, where I wore a mask. We all wore masks. We were wearing pandemic masks before it was even cool. You know what I'm saying? So I was like back in 17 or 16, but you can see it, Toy Maker STL, type it in YouTube, you'll see us wearing our plague masks and playing Odd Time. And, you know, so there was that band that had its, you know, had a record. And honestly, dude, if I thought about, you know, I put some records out in high school that, you know, it's like they're all still out there. So many people have hired me to just do something on their project, you know, where I maybe just play keys on it. I honestly couldn't tell you all the stuff I'm on, and I know that a lot of the stuff I'm on hasn't come out yet. It's like during the Corona signs, it was like because you couldn't hang out with your friends or whatever. So the only way, or to me, like hanging out was like I would call somebody or email, text somebody, and be like, "Yo, hey, send me a track," and then because like where we maybe like would have normally hung out for like an hour here or 2 hours there. I would like just work on a track with that person through the mail. So honestly, I didn't keep track because I didn't care about credits or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's the mentality of business and definitely making sure you get yours where yours is due. But I don't make music to make money, and it's a way to share love and to communicate with each other and have community. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I just like to do. So a lot of people got tracks from me through the Corona signs just because I was like, hey, send me something. I'm sending you something here. Hey, You know, so it'd be like 5, 6 people in one day would be sending me a track to record on while I sent them a track to record on. And so it's like my stack of stuff. Like honestly, dude, Corona Signs was the best thing that could have ever happened to my creative career and the worst thing that could have ever happened to my financial career. But it's okay because it's like the intellectual property is valuable. So it's just a matter of being able to properly present it into the right network. And then it's like money in the bank.
Yeah.